Well, I think that's what's interesting about transformation is like in my program, Rediscover Your Wholeness,
Yeah.
it's 30 days, but what I wanted to do was that for people to experience, it's that the process of it is changing underlying core beliefs, like a couple really
Yeah.
important ones that we all sort of have under, operating in our unconscious. I'm not enough. I'm not, safe. I'm not lovable,
Huge one.
whatever they are,
Hmm.
right? I'm unworthy. What I notice is that if you want to start to change those beliefs, you integrate like a boundary, you set in new boundaries, you create a life around your values. But what happens is the feedback is not immediate when you change emotional things. Like if I set a boundary, it takes a while for
That's so
me
true.
to physiologically experience, because the first part is fear, guilt, anxiety, right? Because there's like, you're changing how you orient to relationships. Your relationships are going to change.
Yeah.
You might lose some. But if you attach the same sort of change to nutrition and fitness, you get immediate feedback. Like if you decide that you want to change your life physiologically, like if I all of a sudden want to start, running or walking, because I don't walk yet,
Yeah.
I walk. As soon as you're done a walk, you feel good.
Yeah. Was the dopamine's up
Right.
200%.
You've
after a walk.
affirmed that you're enough because you went for the walk.
Yeah.
So you change a belief already right away. If you eat nutritious foods, you feel it right away. So I don't think there's any transformation that's isolated. Because if I start with food, I can't then have unhealthy relationships. It's impossible to hold because they're diametrically opposed. Like you can't have a belief that you're enough and eat food that validates it and keep relationships that aren't.
I got
You know?
chills.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when I think about you can't change your relationship to your mom and then eat, French fries every day. Like it's just not possible.
Yeah. Well, because you are the living altar of you, and you are the universe, you inverse. So you're flipped inside out, right? So everything you experience is through your eyes. Your perception creates your reception. So you're creating your reality. Now, if you have lots of omega-3s, a lot of vitamin Bs, it's been proven that that actually gets rid of anxiety. You're literally changing your inner world. Like your whole brain starts to get rid of inflammation. Now, if you're inflamed or you're in pain, how much do you love being present with somebody? If you got a neck ache or a backache, you can't be. So that's why even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid,
Yeah.
the first one is physical safety, like shelter,
Yeah, food,
food.
water.
And what is your inner environment doing, right? A lot of Manny P. Hall wrote a lot about the inner anatomy and how it's related to the Bible. And he connects the inner anatomy to the Bible, so that the lost land of Egypt, where the Israelites were walking around for 40 years, was actually the gut broken down in an analogy map.
Yeah.
So if you get lost in your gut and you don't have this, right, you're going to be all over the place. Your thoughts aren't going to be as connected because 80% of your immune system's in your gut. 90% of the serotonin comes from your gut. So if you're eating trash every single day and you're not clear in your mind, how clear can you be with a loved one? How clear can you be with yourself and those decisions that you're actually making? Probably not that clear at all. And you've experienced that. Like you've lost how much weight now?
I think like 14 pounds.
14 pounds already. And the scrilla in your eye is so much whiter. Your liver looks healthier. Like the choices that you're making are so much better when it comes to food. Now, how does that play out in business?
Well, I remember we were talking on the phone and you're like, if you change how you feel physiologically and your confidence goes up, everything changes and your
Yeah.
confidence is inherently going to change. It's like
Mhm.
it's just obvious. And who doesn't when they start to get into physical fitness and feel that vitality? Who doesn't all of a sudden walk
Yeah.
with a little bit of a different swagger?